Ellen. Ellen
Osuna.
She's from New York and moved to San Francisco. And we're outside the Bank of America here at Market and Powell in San Francisco on Valentine's Day. And Ellen did this great little play that I have videoed that I will show you. She's come down to this action today. She played the part of the person taking the money out of the bank, right? And
breaking up with the banker for all his dirty dealings.
On Valentine's Day. Ellen, you actually did that at one point. What was you took money out of which bank?
Bank of America.
And in what city?
San Francisco.
And about how long ago was that?
Early fall.
Can you turn your head? Let's see your button. The other side. There we go. Ellen is committed to Occupy Wall Street, and notice the button. It says frack. I think that was one of the things that it was one of your triggers for pulling the money out of the bank, right? Okay, so what was the event that made you pull that money out of Bank of America that day?
Well, it was kind of a nagging feeling that I'd had for a while. I've known for years what the banks invest in, especially I've known about mountaintop removal coal mining. And there is so much hope as far as renewable energy, yet so many billions of dollars are tied up in dirty energy. So just thinking about this, and I don't know if there was exactly a turning point. It was just like, okay, I'm going to finally do it.
Can you explain what things you're focused on with the environment and Bank of America's corrupt behavior connected with the environment that was part of what triggered you to do this?
Basically, we are rearranged molecules of air, water, and food. And often the environment is thought of as something that's far out there, but it's really the air and the water that we all take in. Gas drilling is a real concern. Bank of America also invests in gas. They even say that on their own website. In New York, so many people are mobilized against fracking right now. It's basically a process of getting at the gas that's trapped in shale, instead of just drilling down and the gas coming out like in the past, because now we've run out of gas that's easy to get. They have to drill down and inject water, sand, and chemicals. It fractures the earth. They say they case it, but those very often leak. The fractures in the earth are unpredictable. It's contaminated water, it contaminates air. New York people are fighting it, farmers, city, upstate, everybody. In California, it's pretty much going on, and no one, even the Bureau of Land Management or the people supposed to be regulating it, or the farmers nearby, even really know what's happening. So I know more about it on the East Coast than I do here, I admit, and I really want to get more active in raising awareness about it here, but kind of tracing back to where do these companies get their investments to do these things, and tracing the money trail back, it goes to Bank of America.
Really? Does Bank of America invest in fracking? Is that what you're saying?
They do invest in natural gas drilling, and 90% of gas comes from fracking. The fracking right now that is happening in upstate New York, the state hasn't really been opened up to fracking yet. They're actually going through the process of getting public comments, supposedly reading the public comments, and the governor actually seems to be understanding that it might be political suicide for him to knowingly poison millions and millions of people. He actually recently said, just a few weeks ago, that they are not mentioning fracking in the current state budget. Not any funds for staff to regulate it, not any anticipated funds from it, because as he said, we don't know if we're going ahead with it or not. In Pennsylvania, however, there's so much devastation there.
Well, they have situations, I think, where people actually are able to light their water faucets on fire. Is that because of methane gas from fracking?
Yep.
I mean, there's been more than one of those situations.
Yes, it is.
I think in the movie Gasland, there's a sequence about that.
Yes, Gasland is a really great movie to see. And of course, the gas industry and their front group, Energy in Depth, has refuted Gasland. They've released things saying this about Gasland is a lie, that about Gasland is a lie. And actually on the website, gaslandthemovie.com, I believe, there's a thing you can link to, Affirming Gasland, where Josh Fox goes point by point into all of what the industry says and then gives his own, along with other scientists and experts, rebuttals. Because the things the industry says are just really, really not to be trusted.
So your main reason, bringing it back to this action today, which by the way, the police got the jump on us. We were just going to go in quietly and take our money out, and the police turned out up here. Your main focus is Bank of America and Bank of America's complicit funding of this devastation of the planet, environmental devastation, specifically fracking.
Well, fracking and coal mining.
The mountaintop removal you were telling me about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, all extreme energy extractions I see are the problem. Coal mining, drilling for gas, drilling for oil, nuclear energy, and we need renewable energy. And some people say, oh, it's not practical, you can't just power the whole planet on solar and wind right away. But there's so many billions of dollars, as well as mental energy, physical energy, and political will tied up in these extreme energy extractions. If that was shifted to solar, wind, geothermal, kinetic energy, ethically produced biofuels, conservation, there would be a lot of jobs created and a lot less destruction of this planet. So that's what the awareness we're trying to raise right now.
That's excellent. And the Bank of America and the other banks are complicit in the problem. And we're trying to find ways to stop this. And one of the ways that's been very effective is taking our money out of this bank and the other banks.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for your work, and I'm really glad that you brought this out to California. Thanks a lot, Ellen.
You're welcome.